We have to be honest. Quinn Hughes is not re-signing with the Vancouver Canucks. In 2 years' time, that man is gone. So today, I'm going to be putting Quinn Hughes on the New Jersey Devils to play alongside of his brothers and to hopefully capture a Stanley Cup as a big three in the National Hockey League. We got Quinn alongside Pesce on the top D pairing, Luke with Siegenthaler, and then finally Brendan Dillon and Dougie Hamilton. Every single defenseman an 86 overall or above, arguably the best in the entire NHL. That's not even mentioning a 93 overall Jack Hughes on the top line with Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt, 90 and 87 overall. We got Dawson Mercer with Nico Hischier and Paul Cotter. The bottom six, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Don't worry, I'll do it. And in goal, how could we forget Jacob Markstrom? The man is 35 years old, 86 overall. Probably not going to be our starting goaltender for very long, but he is what we have right now. And then Jake Allen will be our backup at an 82. Before I go ahead and make any trades, I do got to sign some players. Paul Cotter's contract is up at the end of the season, as well as Jacob Markstrom, but I'm not sure if I'm going to re-sign him. He can wait. Simon Nemec not even getting any action at the NHL level. He's only 21 years old, 81 overall. He needs an extension, and we do not have enough dollars remaining to end up signing this man unless we lock him up long term. He's going to want a lot of money. I mean, dude, you are only an 81 overall asking for like $9 million on an 8-year contract. I know the potential is there, but that is a lot of money. I'm gonna wait. Now, the issue is we don't really have a lot of salary cap space available to make a lot of moves. $1.8 million is not a lot to work with. Kovacevic had to throw down into the minors, 28 years old, 84 overall, probably a guy that I'm gonna trade. I mean, the dude makes 3.6. Kovacevic, a first, second, and a third for Ryan Leonard from the Washington Capitals. They are totally unwilling to do that deal. What if I throw in another second? I don't know if this trade's going to go through. It might be tough. We might have to add multiple first rounders, which I don't know if I'm comfortable with. I'm going to end up trying Simon Nemec and a first for Ryan Leonard, who has elite medium potential. Bang, there it is. The very first trade of the video. We sold on Nemec. I mean, I thought I wasn't going to re-sign him anyways. We'll see if it bites us in the ass, but as of right now, I like Ryan Leonard in our top six. Eventually, that dude's gonna be legit. I'm gonna stay with Washington, and I'm going after Connor McMichael. 86 overall. The man makes 2.1 for this season, but his contract is done at the end of the year. We got Kovacevic, a second and a third rounder into the trade. Considered a done deal as the Capitals accept. Let's be honest, I'm straight up fleecing them. McMichael and Ryan Leonard are both going to play on the second line now with Nico Hischier, 86, 89, and 79. Dawson Mercer, Cody Glass, and Nosen as our third line. Then we got Dadonov, Paul Cotter, and Andre Palat. Connor McMichael is the one guy that I want to get signed immediately. I'm going to give him a no movement clause in year 3 and 4 to lower the AAV. We are going to go $4.8 million over the next 4 seasons for Connor McMichael to return to New Jersey. He'll take a few days. The only season goals I'm allowed to set every single season for the entire video are the Hughes brothers. Considering this is a Hughes challenge, I'm going to be asking Quinn to win the Norris, Jack Hughes to take home the Art Ross trophy, and for Luke, I'm going to set a stat-based challenge for apples on the season to collect 40 because he is the youngest and still the least developed of 3 brothers. So far, so good. Looking at the roster on paper, this team is good enough to compete for the Cup. That is my goal for this team this season. I absolutely agree. Let's go out there, win the Stanley Cup in year number 1, get all 3 Hughes brothers a cup to their resume, and begin the dynasty here in New Jersey. Connor McMichael has been locked up long-term on a 4-year contract. Thank me later. I'm not exactly sure how long I'm going to be going in this video as far as seasons, but my goal is simple: win all 3 Hughes brothers a Stanley Cup and NHL 26 all on the same exact team in New Jersey, because let's be honest, Quinn Hughes is leaving the Nucks in 2 seasons, most likely headed to the Devils to play alongside his brothers. It's destiny at this point. It is only a matter of time until it happens. We are not having a fun time at all in season number 1. We're like 26, 31, and 7. Under 500 and not in a playoff position. I don't think I'm going to be making any moves at the deadline, though. Unless I find a trade, I might go ahead and look. If not, we're just going to have to simulate year number 1, call it a complete wash, and move on. I definitely did not expect to be this bad. I'm going to be going after a little bit of a risky trade here, but considering the season we've had so far, it is going to be worth it. Timo Meier, a third and a fourth for Brett Howden and Pavel Dorofeyev from the Vegas Golden Knights. They rejected. Do I really have to add in a second. I'm going to throw in a fifth just because. A 2030 second round pick into the trade for Dorofeyev and Brett Howden is still a big no from the Vegas Golden Knights. Unfortunately, I got to give up 2 seconds and a prospect into the trade to make it finally go through and pick up the 2 players from Vegas that I wanted. Timo Meier just made too much money, like $8 million over the next 5 seasons for an 87. No, thank you. We can now get a +5 on our top line with Dorofeyev, Hughes, and Brad, 290 overall plus players, and an 87 Dorofeyev, who does need to be re-signed, but I am fairly confident I will get that deal done. Jack Hughes, up to this point, has one of the worst stat lines I think I've ever seen. 7 goals, 41 assists for 48 points in 64 games. Dear God. I'm going to be giving Pavel Dorofeyev a contract extension, 6.6, 3 seasons with a no movement clause. I am praying that that man accepts and he can stay long-term in New Jersey. It was a very easy decision for Dorofeyev to accept and lock in long-term with New Jersey. 26, 33, and 7. Not a great season so far, but who knows? Maybe we go on a run after the trade deadline. Probably not. Obviously, not a good season whatsoever. 34, 40, and 8. Only 76 points. Pretty far out from a playoff spot. Honestly, I'm shocked by that. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs being the best team in the NHL. They won 51 games. Edmonton had more wins, but less points. Columbus was in the top 3. And where were the New Jersey Devils? 26th in the entire National Hockey League. The good news is we're going to get a pretty decent pick this season, and maybe that can build towards a dynasty in the future. Quinn Hughes led the way with 15 goals, 73 points. Jack only had 9 goals on the season. That's crazy. Jesper Bratt had 57. Dorofeyev only 24 goals, but he's going to have a full season next year under his belt with New Jersey. McMichael had 26 goals and 44 points. Hischier only 43. Offensively, we really struggled. And then Jacob Markstrom, he was decent. 908 save percentage, 5 shutouts, 27 wins. Our D-core was honestly pretty solid at keeping the puck out of the net. We just did not score enough goals. Austin Matthews will go off, lead the NHL in scoring with 115 points, and he had the most goals at 60. Kyle Connor is a borderline 60-goal scorer in the Sims. Nikita Kucherov at 51, Leon 50, Tage Thompson 49. A guy I looked at the deadline potentially going after. He literally always Sims well. Not really much of a shock seeing the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup. They swept Minnesota. Connor McDavid still led the playoffs in scoring, 28 points. The man had 11 goals also. Leon with 24. Braden Point had 23. Cooch 23. Gensel 23. It was definitely an evenly attack for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Everybody chipped in. Everybody did their job, and they won the Stanley Cup. Respect. Matthews will win the Lindsay, Maurice Richard, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Adam Fox, another Norris. We got Kucherov the Conn Smythe, Demidov the Calder. Sergei Bobrovsky will win the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Crosby. The St. Louis Blues win the draft lottery. The Devils, they end up staying 7th overall. We literally did not move. We got Gavin McKenna going 1st overall to St. Louis. And now it's time to make a pick. 7th overall. Robrick's available. Belchis is there. Both left wingers. A power forward against a 2-way. I'm definitely going to take the power forward. Similar style to Milan Lucic, and he's NHL ready in 2 seasons. Ethan Belchis, welcome to Jersey. 70 overall with elite medium potential. Not bad. I don't even know how to pronounce this man's name, but he's NHL ready in 2 seasons. He might be top 4 medium, top 6 medium. Damn. Just because of his genes and his DNA, Joe Iginla is the guy that I will select next. He's got top 6 low potential, 61 overall. He has a ways to go to being ready for the National Hockey League. Overall, I would say year number 1 draft was very successful. There are some massive extensions that need to be done in preseason. We got Quinn Hughes, Nico Hischier, Ryan Leonard down the list, Paul Cotter's an RFA. I made sure to qualify him. And then Jacob Markstrom on the market, 86 overall. What is this man asking for? 3.9. We don't even have 3.9 available. Oh man, we're cooked. I'm going to give Jacob Markstrom a 2-year contract, $3.6 million. Add a clause into it to maybe make him accept it. Little bit of a risky play there, but I'm hoping it pans out. And there we go. Jacob Markstrom makes the smart decision of re-signing in New Jersey. It is now officially time to make some moves and shed some cap space. Dougie Hamilton, 87 overall, but the man makes $8.2 million. We are going to try to move him for Pavel Mintyukov from the Anaheim Ducks. He makes 6.9 for the next 3 seasons. He's much younger, a little bit worse in overall, but eventually he will be the better player. 1 for 1, it's not going to go through. A 3rd, 4th, and a 5th into the trade, and they still will not go with it. Are we really going to have to add in a 2028 second rounder? I'm going to remove that 3rd round pick just in case. Still totally unwilling. Got to be honest, not a good look by the Devils right now. GM Pasta struggling to get a deal done. I don't think they're going to take Hamilton for Mintikov. I mean, it is an absolute fleece. The package is going to be a little bit different now. We got Andre Palat in there, a first and a second rounder, and bang, there it is. Done deal. Pavel Mintikov is in New Jersey, and we just got a whole lot better. We also shedded a lot of unnecessary cap space. Andre Palat was taking up a lot. Who else could I move potentially? I know Connor Brown. He's got a no movement clause. I mean, 2.7 isn't bad. Siegenthaler only makes 3. Dawson Mercer makes 3. McMichael, I'm fine with that. Dorofayev's locked up for 3 seasons. I'm going to take a look in free agency, but I don't think I'm going to sign anybody. We do have some salary cap space available. We have up to 6.2, actually probably more than that. We have up to $6.8 million to spend. I might just leave that money for Quinn Hughes' extension heading into next season. We do got to get a lot of guys signed. They are on expiring contracts. We could potentially go after Philip Gustafson, although I did just give Jacob Markstrom a full no movement clause in a brand new contract. If I had known Philip was available, I probably wouldn't have done that deal, but here we are. Seamus Casey is going to return. The forward core is looking very nice. We got Brad, Hughes, and Dorofeyev still on that top line, a +5 chemistry-wise. Leonard alongside Heischer and McMichael. Connor Brown, Brett Howden, and Stefan Nosen as our third line, and then we got Mercer, Glass, and Croshank. Who? Defensively, both of the Hughes brothers will play together. Quinn at a 97, Luke all the way up at a 90, and they get a +5 chemistry boost. We get Mintikov and Dylan, Siegenthaler and Brett Pesci, and then we are running it back with Jacob Markstrom at an 86 and Jake Allen at an 82. Not a bad roster. Because of the very disappointing season that we had last year, we are going to rewrite our captaincy. Jack Hughes will grab an A on the back end. Quinn Hughes is the brand new captain of the New Jersey Devils. And of course, Luke will get the other assistant captaincy. The Hughes brothers have taken over. Actually, the more that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Luke Hughes will not be available if we win a Stanley Cup to actually raise the trophy in the presentation because he's the secondary assistant captain. So we're going to go Nico Hischier instead. He was the captain of the Jersey Devils for a little bit. I have to pay some respect to that man. Finally, the moment of truth time. Quinn Hughes wants a 1-year, $13 million contract. I don't believe it. The man wants 19 mil. Okay, we're going to give him a 1-year contract. I'm going to lower the AAV a little bit. I'm going to try to go 13-1 for 2 seasons, get an extra year in the contract. He's going to take his time. I am definitely throwing a lot of money around right now, but Ryan Leonard is the future of this franchise. He's going to be here for a long time, 7.5, 6 seasons. I threw in a no movement clause as well. I'm going to see if Pavel Dorofeyev can put up 40 alongside Hughes and Jesper Bratt. Challenge accepted. We'll see if he gets it done. Not a good thing. Quinn Hughes decided to reject my offer on the spot because the money is too low. The good news is now he's asking for a 7-year contract. I can lower this AAV a little bit and make this work. It's going to be a lot of money for Quinn Hughes, but he always asks for the absolute bag in NHL 26. The man wants to be paid $14.2 million over the next 7 seasons with a full no movement clause. Please. We did get Ryan Leonard locked up long term, and Quinn Hughes said, I'm not interested in extending my contract at this time. If you improve the offer, I may change my mind about it. This dude wants the absolute bag. Holy shit. It is a very hefty price to pay, but $15 million over the next 8 seasons for Quinn Hughes. Third time is the charm, maybe? Finally, we locked the man up long term for the remainder of the video. It took a little bit to get it done, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the deal has been completed. Nico Hischier also only wants a 1-year contract. I wonder why. He wants $14 million. Is this guy absolutely out of his mind? There's no way this man is worth that much. He might be gone at the deadline. If I have to move somebody, it's going to be Nico. A very risky trade, but Anton Lundell somewhat can fill what Nico Hischier does, at least defensively. Threw in a 4th and a 5th round pick, getting back Evan Rodriguez also, and bang, there it is. On the behalf of the Florida Panthers organization, I accept your trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. Questionable move, but I believe it will pay off. I'm not even mentioning the fact that Anton Lundell is on an absolutely beautiful contract. $4.7 million over the next 4 seasons, and he's only 1 overall less than Nico Hischier was. That gives us more flexibility, more freedom, and more options to make moves in the future to make this team a much better contender. Lundell will slot in nicely as our second line center, taking the Nico Hischier spot. I would like to move up Brett Howden. Again, we had a +3 on the third line beforehand. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that with Nosen, Howden, and Rodriguez, but still a very solid third line. And then we'll go Brown, Glass, and Mercer. Overall, I feel like New Jersey is a real threat to a potential Stanley Cup this season. If not, we are built good for the next like 5 to 7 years. There was also no possible way that we were going to end up re-signing Nico Hischier anyways. I know we got the salary cap space, but I was not comfortable giving that man that amount of money. Dawson Mercer needs an extension. I'm going to wait until probably the re-sign phase, although he's up to an 82 overall, 24 years old. He does want to come back. He only wants 2.1 for one season. I will gladly give him that contract. Hopefully we can have a much better season than last year. It was an absolute disaster missing the postseason. I feel pretty confident that we're going to have a strong start and the New Jersey Devils will be back in the playoffs to gain some experience and maybe fuck around and win a Stanley Cup. Who knows? It might happen. Here we are at the deadline, and the only guy that actually sparks my interest is Spencer Knight. He's got low trade value, medium elite potential, 86 overall, 1 year left on his contract. I don't know what we'd have to give up to try to get this guy, but this is something I want to do. He could be our goaltender of the future. We obviously cannot trade Jacob Markstrom, but I'm going to throw Jake Allen into the deal instead. I'm going to try to get it done with just draft picks. So a second, a third, maybe throwing in 2/3. I'm going to remove one of these thirds instead. I don't want to give up too much value for a guy that the Chicago Blackhawks for some reason want to get rid of. Don't really understand it, but at the end of the day, it is a done deal. Welcome Spencer Knight to New Jersey. We just have to sign the guy now. I would have loved to give him a $6 million contract. Unfortunately, we do not have any more extension dollars remaining. The re-sign phase it is then. New Jersey is back in the postseason. 39, 36, and 7 record. 85 points was good enough to make it in the Metro. Damn, that's just how trash this division is. We got the Florida Panthers being the best team in the NHL, winning the President's Trophy. We did give them Dougie Hamilton, I believe. No, never mind. It was Nico Hischier. What am I saying? We got Tampa Bay winning 49 games, reigning defending champs. Honestly, the NHL was pretty balanced. Not a lot of teams were that dominant. We were pretty close. Detroit was the worst team in the league, only winning 29 games, 65 points. New York had 31 wins. The Rangers were bad. Seattle and Utah. Quinn ended up having 94 points, leading our squad. Jesper Bratt, 69. Jack Hughes has not been simulating up to standard. 19 goals, 64 points, and a -11. Damn. Lundell had 57. Dorofeyev, a 35-goal season. He didn't reach 40, but 35 I'm okay with. Ryan Leonard was solid. Connor McMichael was decent, I guess. Luke Hughes wasn't that great. Markstrom had a 909, but we are more concerned with Spencer Knight. He's only 25 years old. We're going to lock him up long term. Jacob Markstrom is going to become our backup. This is the guy we're going to run with for the future. Matthews, yet again, most points at 120 in the entire National Hockey League, and the most goals, a 41-year-old Alexander Ovechkin. How? Matthews had 57, Kyle Connor 52, Thompson again, his trade value is way too high to trade for now. That would have been the guy to go after in year one. On the point side, we got guys like Kucherov, McDavid, Point, Draisaitl, Bedard putting up 98 and 49 goals. And for the first playoff series of the entire video, we are going to play the Washington Capitals. Ovi is still amazing at a 91 overall. He led the NHL in goals. Strome's an 89, Perron 84, Alexei Protas is up to an 88, PLD 86. Top 6 is not bad, I'm not going to lie. I feel like we're slightly better, though. Bottom 6, I think they have us covered. Defensively, Chicky and Carlson are nice, but we have Quinn Hughes and Luke Hughes. Suck on that. Simone Nemec has grown up to an 85 overall, and for his extension, he got 4.8. That's it. I would have gladly gave that man that contract, but again, we're not going to draw on... I would have gladly given this man that contract, but we're focused on the future, not the past. Faravari is not a bad defenseman at an 86 overall, and then LT Logan Thompson is an 87. The Devils have not been in the postseason since 2023. It's been a long time, 4 consecutive years of missing it. We're going to end up winning game number 1, 3-2. Can we go up 2-0? Yes, we will. New Jersey seems to be firing on all cylinders. And now we get an opportunity on home ice in game 5 to close out the series in a 5-game gentleman's sweep. First period, down by 1 thanks to Perron. 3-0 after 2. We are going to a game 5. Whatever we do, do not go to a game 7, New Jersey. We're on home ice in game 6. Let's close out the show. I thought we were on home ice in game 5. It was definitely not the case. We got ourselves a 3-3 tie entering the third period, and there it is. Alexi Protas giving the Caps the lead on Spencer Knight. It's not even Markstrom. We've moved on from that man. Spencer Knight is our starting goaltender now. Only down by 1 late stages of the third period. Down by 1 late stages of the third period. We really got to push. We do not want to go to a game 7 in Washington after being up 3-1 in this series. The Devils absolutely choking right now as Luke Hughes is going to lead the rush. Get our top line out there. Hughes entering the zone. He's all alone, taking a shot. An easy save by LT. 50 seconds remain. Falson, who is this guy? Dumping in deep. 45 to go. We're going to have to pull our goalie at some point during this third period. We only got 42 seconds to go. Jack, he's into the zone, deking. Jack Hughes waiting, firing a floaty little shot that does not even get in. I believe it was blocked by the defender. Dorofeyev into the zone. Pavel Dorofeyev bombs one away, and a great save by LT. Empty net for the Devils. We got 6 attackers on the ice. We win the draw. Quinn Hughes walking it over to Bratt. Back to the blue line. Pesci. Dorofeyev shot, and a save by LT. Yet again. We do not have a lot of time left. Why do we have only 5 players out on the ice? Quinn Hughes over Brad. Finding in the middle Dorofeyev, but he gets absolutely robbed. Pull the goaltender. We got to go for it. Finally, 6 attackers out there. Back to Quinn Hughes. Shot. Oh my God, what a bullet that was by Hughes. 10 seconds to go here in the third. Don't go to a game 7. Brad. Back out. Pesci. Block shot. Rebound. Quinn Hughes. And Logan Thompson will deny him yet again. 3.9 seconds to go. We lose the draw, and we have to head to a pivotal game number 7 in Washington as the Capitals have come back in this series and forced it to 7 games. It all comes down to this. Game 7 in Washington. First period, no score in the hockey game. Second period, we go up by 1 thanks to Stefan Noesen. I guess he's going to be the hero of the game. And now we got a massive third period. Only up by 1 Washington. Never mind, Anton Lundell will extend our lead as well as Pavel Dorofeyev. Martin Fehérváry gets the Caps back in the hockey game. We are on the power play yet again. Oh my God, Ovi strike on Spencer Knight to make it a 1-goal game. No, Sonny Milano. We were up 3-0 at one point, and all of a sudden it is a tie game in game 7. I'll tell you this right now, this is not good. We were up 3-0, then 3-1, and now here we are in overtime fighting for our season. Both teams obviously facing elimination. It is going to be a very tough bye to try to get a goal here in the overtime. David Perron, he's in. Perron trying to blast one on net. Dylan Strome picks it up. Strome shot, saved by Markstrom. We are flip-flopping goaltenders back and forth. It is what it is. Jack Hughes leading the rush. Hughes, he's into the zone, waiting. Saucing it in the middle. What a save by Logan Thompson. That dude is the only reason why we did not win in game 6. Oh my God, that dude got destroyed. Was that Hughes? Don't tell me it was Hughes. What a save by Jacob. That's not Jacob Markstrom. It's Spencer Knight. What the fuck? I fully thought that was Jacob Markstrom making the save. Ovi completely destroyed that defenseman, ripped a slap shot, and got robbed in the process. 36th save of the hockey game for Spencer Knight. Defensive zone draw. They have full pressure for 28 seconds. We win it. Thank God. Brett Pesci, get it out, please. Pesci. No, that's a bad pass. Luke, you got that's Quinn. 43 is Quinn, 6 is Luke, and 86 is Jack. Ovi with the steal. Ovi again. He's just wanting to bomb it through the net right now. Quinn Hughes skated out. Go, Quinn. You got him wide. Burn him wide, buddy. Hughes to the outside, stopping up. He's going to wait. Hughes finding Casey in the middle. Nice save by LT. Ovi on the half wall. He's got to get it out. Doesn't end up turning it over. And here comes David Perron the other way. He's going to dump it in deep. Casey, oh no, bad turnover. Perron in the middle. Rebound. Get it out, Anton Lundell. Our top 6 is absolutely bagged. Ryan Leonard, just get it in. Leonard, somebody got to get it in. Jack, over. Brad shot, saved by LT again. Back to the blue line. Luke Hughes kind of bobbled it. Jack picks it up. Over to Dorofeyev. Dorofeyev waiting. Bobbing it away. And Pavel Dorofeyev's second of the game will send us to the second round. The amazing trade I made with the Vegas Golden Knights have paid off in full as we have defeated the Washington Capitals in Game 7. Dog. Pittsburgh should be interesting in the year 2027. Crosby is still very good at a 96 overall. Evgeny Malkin's an 87. Ricard Raquel on the top line. Brian Rust is only an 83. They picked up Jamie Benn. How did this roster make the second round? I mean, they're not bad. They got a lot more depth than they used to have. Rector McGroarty's a solid piece, but the dude is still only 23 and an 83 overall. He's going to get better. Defensively, they are absolutely trash. And in goal is Tristan Jarry. No, it's Anthony Stolars at an 88. This dude's got a 951 in the postseason. 917 in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, he reached another level. That is the reason they are so successful. They have to have the EA Sim engine on their side, otherwise they would not even be in this situation. We got a 2-1 series lead, 3-1 series lead, the exact same situation as we had against the Capitals, but instead, can we not blow the goddamn lead and finish it off in 5? Thank you, Ryan Leonard, for extending our lead to 2 on Anthony Stolars. A 2-0 lead for the Devils, 2-1 now. Yoshimura will score on Spencer Knight. And there it is. Eric Carlson on the power play. The voodoo has struck me again. Late stages of the third period. We are headed to overtime, and the Pittsburgh Penguins have forced a Game 6. Where have I seen this before? Please, New Jersey, do not choke away a 3-1 series lead yet again. Entering the third, 5-2. That is wraps. The Devils will be moving on to round number 3, the Eastern Conference Finals. Sick. And it will be the Toronto Maple Leafs in round number 3. They got Nyes, Nylander, and Matthews on their top line. That definitely blows ours out of the water. Tavares, Domi, and Nicholas Waugh. That is a great top 6. 85 overall on the third line is awesome. They might have the edge, at least forward-wise. Defensively, though, I think we have them beat. Morgan Riley's an 87, but outside of him, I think we have them covered. And in goal, no longer Anthony Stolars, but Joseph Woll only at an 85. We have to cook them. This is definitely going to be our toughest test yet, and they're leading 2-1 after the first 3 games. Toronto definitely offensively has a clear advantage. Defensively, we're better, and in goal, but right now we have to face elimination in game number 6. Here we go. Season on the line in New Jersey. 1-0 lead after 1. Second period, we go up 2-0 thanks to Evan Rodriguez, Florida Panther legend. We are heavily outshooting the Maple Leafs right now, 38-16, yet it is a 1-goal hockey game. We have to find the back of the net on Joseph Woll. We need to extend that lead to 2. I do not feel comfortable, and there it is. Jake McCabe on Spencer Knight. All of a sudden, wait a minute, Ryan Leonard on Joseph Woll, late stages of the third. Will that be the game-winning goal? Yes, it will. Thank you, Ryan Leonard, for forcing a game number 7. Conference Finals, Game 7, it all comes down to this. First period, we got a 1-0 lead, Jesper Bratt. Second period, we go up 3-0, and we are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals. I really cannot believe it. After missing the postseason last year, GM Pasta has led the Devils to a Stanley Cup Final berth. Obviously, the Avalanche still have a very good roster. Nichushkin, McKinnon, and Natchez as their top line. Lehkonen alongside Brock Nelson and Danforth. The depth really isn't there. I mean, McKinnon's going to be by far and away the best player in the series. The man is a 98. Dear God. Devon Toews and Cale Makar pretty much match the output that Quinn Hughes and Luke Hughes will have on that back end. The rest of our decor is significantly better, and in goal, they got a similar goaltender in Mackenzie Blackwood at an 86 overall. This is going to be our toughest series just because of the sheer fact that Nathan McKinnon is going to feast. Although the man only has 5 goals and 6 apples in 17 games heading into the Cup Finals. I definitely just jinxed myself, didn't I? It has been a back and forth series to say the least, but a Game 7 do or die in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, the Devils have been used to Game 7 so far. The New Jersey Devils have done it. In Game 7 on the road, they will win the Stanley Cup. And in season number 2, GM Pasta has brought a Stanley Cup to the city of New Jersey. We literally missed the playoffs last season, and it did not matter. No experience at all needed to lead this team to a Stanley Cup. Quinn Hughes, of course, our new captain. Nico Hischier out the door. Questionable trade that you guys are probably flaming me in the comments for, but look what happened. Jesper Bratt, Conn Smythe, 10 goals, 30 points in the postseason. We didn't need Nico Hischier. All we needed was Quinn, Luke, and Jack. In a tough building to play in Balls Arena, we went on the road in a Game 7 Stanley Cup final situation. The most pressure possible for a single hockey game, and the New Jersey Devils came out on top. Quinn Hughes, finally a Stanley Cup champion alongside his brothers in New Jersey. His brother Jack finally coming into his own, although he's had pretty mediocre seasons to start off the video. 93 overall. He'll get better as the seasons go on. He is also a Cup champion. Unfortunately, Luke Hughes is not available to raise the Stanley Cup. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. Hate the game, not the player. As we're going to give it to our franchise goaltender of the future and of right now, honestly. Spencer Knight immediately took over the starting job for the Devils, and he has led us to a Stanley Cup victory. Jacob Markstrom, goodbye, buddy. And how could I forget Pavel Dorofeyev, the one true sniper that we have on the roster. We picked him up from Vegas. He actually won us one of the Game 7s. I forget which one in the postseason, but man, was he massive. Obviously, Bratt was our most valuable player, although you could argue it was Jack Hughes. He had 3 less goals, same amount of points at 30. Dorofeyev had 15 goals in the playoff run. Talk about being clutch. Quinn Hughes had 26. Ryan Leonard was big. He had 11 goals in the playoff run. Luke Hughes, he was decent, man. 6 goals, 20 points in 27 games. Connor McMichael had 10 goals. It was a full team effort. And then Spencer Knight, 13-7-3. 1 shutout, a 911 save percentage. Jacob Markstrom had a 920, but man, you're old, you're washed, and you are not the starting goaltender any longer. Matthews will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Ovi the Maurice Richard. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. We got Bratt the Conn Smythe, Blackwood the Vesna, and the Selke to Nick Suzuki. We pretty much got everybody locked up long-term in New Jersey, so that is going to be one of very many Stanley Cups, hopefully, that we win throughout the video. I have absolutely cooked. The only guy we got to re-sign is Spencer Knight, and he does want $6 million. I can comfortably give him that. Not right now, but in the re-sign phase. The Seattle Kraken are going to win the draft lottery. Detroit will select second, and we get the Islanders third. The city of New York right now is utterly down bad. Nicholas Backstrom, one of the greatest playmakers of all time, has called it a career goodbye to the werewolf that is Brent Burns. Alex Pietrangelo is gone. Shea Weber, the GOAT that is Milan Lucic. And Carey Price is gone already. Shoresy will end up going first overall to the Seattle Kraken, 92 overall franchise high player. Landon Dupont to Detroit. And we are going to end up selecting 32nd overall because we did win the Stanley Cup. Not the greatest pick in the world, but we can get a decent player. Bieska is available. Lincoln Bieska. This guy is a sniper, top 6 medium potential. NHL ready in 3 years. He's got a similar style to Henrik Zetterberg. Maybe we go after Neil. He's a 2-way. I'd rather go with the sniper, I'll be honest. Top 6 Bieska. Welcome to New Jersey. Thank you, EA. I did not even get to see what his ranking was. Not bad. A 65 overall player with top 6 medium potential. Probably one of the weaker NBA draft classes I've ever selected before. Outside of Biekska, not a lot of talent. Those two guys at 192 and 224. Spencer Knight wants 5.7. I can comfortably give him that. We have no cap space available. 2.7 over the next 2 seasons is the only contract I can give Spencer Knight when he wants 5.7. We got to qualify him, and we have to trade somebody in free agency. We have to shed some salary cap here in the offseason. Who do we get rid of is the question, though. Brett Pesce's 32. He's got 3 years left on his contract. Siegenthaler is going to want to raise, but he's only 30 years old. I'm not getting rid of him. This is tough, man. This is extremely difficult. Connor Brown can only shed 2.7. We are going to move him out of New Jersey, though. Connor Brown for a 7th round pick, and that is a done deal for Anaheim. I'm essentially going to be giving away Dawson Mercer for free. We got a prospect in return. Totally unwilling are the Calgary Flames, as I'm going to have to sweeten that deal. They're just going to absolutely bribe me for all my draft picks. 2 7ths into the trade. Consider it a done deal. We will see you out on the ice. And we got a young prospect in return that's only 19 years old that could develop in a few seasons' time. This is going to be extremely difficult, but I'm going to try it. $5 million, 2 seasons with a full no movement clause for Spencer Knight to return in New Jersey. We do not have a lot of salary cap available. Complete rejection, as the money is not enough for Spencer Knight. Now, this trade is a little bit of a tricky one. I really do not want to get rid of Dorofeyev, but we don't have enough salary cap to re-sign Spencer Knight, and then we got Siegenthaler next season. Dorofeyev pretty much straight up for Cole Perfetti. I will be trading Iafallo as soon as I make this trade to another team to get rid of his salary. I threw in a 3rd round pick, and it is a done deal in Winnipeg. 1 for 1 essentially. Welcome in Cole Perfetti. Funny enough, Alex Iafallo, your time in New Jersey is going to be very short-stayed, as I'm going to find a team that does have salary cap available to maybe take you. How about the Los Angeles Kings? You can live in LA, say all I want in return is like a 7th rounder. 7th round pick for Alex Iafallo. No! They would have too many skaters in the organization. The entire NHL right now is in cap trouble. The Calgary Flames are the only team that can make this trade go through. There's not too much deliberate about this deal. I think the Calgary Flames will think we came out ahead here, grabbing a 33-year-old Iafallo. Spencer Knight will be back for at least one more season. We qualified him. I guess he accepted that offer. 87 overall, 26 years of age. So the only guy we got to re-sign is on our back end, Jonas Siegenthaler. 87 overall, 30 years of age. What does he want? He wants 5'9" with a modified no movement clause. God damn. 5.9 over the next 5 seasons with a modified no movement clause. He's got a 4-team no trade list. We will give that man that extension. Outside of him, everybody else is locked up long term. We got guys like Jason Zucker, probably not going to end up returning. Andre Palat, no thank you. This team has taken a massive step back, I'm not gonna lie. We still got a great top line, Leonard, Hughes, and Bratt. McMichael alongside Lundell and Perfetti, but our 3rd and 4th lines are not that great. Palat, Zucker, Amadio as our 3rd line in the Big 25. I don't think that's going to cut it. Defensively, Luke and Quinn are both very good, 97 and 91 overall with a +5 chemistry. Mintyukov with Siegenthaler. Then we got Casey alongside Brett Pesce. And then Spencer Knight at an 87 overall. The man is only 26 years old. Jacob Markstrom's contract luckily ends at the end of the season, and that man will not be getting re-signed. I might have to load up at the trade deadline and actually make a move, a playoff rental, as the New Jersey Devils are not looking like a Stanley Cup contender in that bottom 6. But this team good enough on paper is... good enough to make the playoffs easily and contend for a cup. I just have to go out and do my job at the trade deadline to make us a little bit better. As Jonas Siegenthaler has signed back in New Jersey, long-term deal. The man is going to stick around. Bit of a slow start so far, 18, 12, and 4. I'm not liking the way we're playing. We might have to make a move way quicker than expected unless we kind of find our groove, 21, 15, and 5. I want to be comfortably in a postseason spot. Literally no reason why we should not be. Kirill Marchenko would not be bad at the trade deadline. Neil Pionk makes too much money. Marchenko would be a rental. There's no way we're going to re-sign that man. He makes 5.7. He's going to want probably 9 or 10 mil in the offseason, so we could potentially try to grab him. Listen, you know me. I like to go all in, sell my draft capital, and just try to win as many Stanley Cups as possible, so that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. 2 firsts and a 2nd for Kirill Marchenko, a playoff rental, and they're going to reject? No way. How on earth did I get rejected by the Columbus Blue Jackets like that? Add in 2 third-round picks into the trade, and bang, we'll see you out on the ice. Marchenko is a member of the New Jersey Devils. We definitely had a strong end to the regular season. 47, 28, and 7 was our record. 101 points. Only behind the Capitals. Oh my God. They won 57 games? Washington is an absolute juggernaut. Even though we stole Ryan Leonard from them, they won the President's Trophy, 119 points on the season. Florida won 51 games, Dallas in the top 5, as well as Boston and Toronto. But New Jersey, we were not far behind. Jack Hughes is still yet to put up a 100-point season, 31 goals, 86 points. Was a +18 though, which is good. Kirill Marchenko at 35 goals, most of them probably being in Columbus. Yeah, he only had 6 goals and 9 points in 15 games with us, so he wasn't that good. Ryan Leonard had a big breakout season. Quinn Hughes put up 68 points. Brad only had 63. Perfetti 63. And for Spencer Knight, the man had 7 shutouts, a .920 save percentage, and 47 wins. This dude is going to want the bag in the offseason. Alexander Ovechkin, 42 years old, 70 goals, 110 points, led in both categories, although Matthews tied in points. Tage Thompson had 106, Bedard 105. He's finally arrived, putting up 58 goals at age 22. Dylan Strome having a new career high. Makar is still great. Cole Caulfield with 63 goals. The NHL is on drugs right now. Goaltending-wise, I believe Spencer Knight is going to win the Vezina. The most wins, the most shutouts, and he had the highest save percentage outside of Lucas Dostal, who had 6 shutouts, a 70 games played, .920 save percentage, but I believe Spencer Knight because he was on the better team and the massive difference in wins. That dude's going to get the Vezina, and then he's going to ask for like 13, 14 mil. The New Jersey Devils, the Pittsburgh Penguins, round number 1. Sidney Crosby is down to a 94 overall now. Yoshimura, I should say, is an 86. He's a young guy, but he's very good. Elite medium potential. He's a sniper. He had only 2 goals in 10 games last season. 35 in the regular season, though. That top top line of Crosby, Yoshimura, and Raquel are going to be tough, but outside of that, I think we do have them covered. They got Rutger McGroarty playing third line minutes at an 87. Defensively, they're absolutely horrendous, and in goal, we have the massive advantage. Blomqvist at an 81 overall is not good enough. Why not just play Anthony Stolarz? We ended up losing the first 2 games somehow. We won game 3, thankfully. We need a win in game 4. No. Down 3-1. Game 5, home ice, down 3-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins as the reigning defending champs. I really cannot explain it. We got Ryan Graves and Michael Bunting scoring important goals in the postseason. What alternate reality are we living in? Second period, it is a 4-2 deficit, and the New Jersey Devils, oh my God, Bunting, Evgeny Malkin, everybody just chip in. Spencer Knight, the Vezina winning goaltender, has fallen apart in the first round against the Pens. Getting outshot. We're not even getting outshot. We're outshooting them 33-30, and it's a 7-2 stomping. Ryan Graves has a multi-goal game. The dude just got sent down to the minors with a $4 million contract as the Devils are gone in round 1. You cannot even call that a playoff run. Jack Hughes had the most points at 4. Nobody was point per game. Nobody really showed up, and then Spencer Knight, he was absolutely horrific. An 884 save percentage, a 390 GAA. I mean, the wheels fell off the bus. What a disaster of a postseason appearance. It is very clear to see that the EA Sim engine was on Pittsburgh's side. They dominated the postseason, dominated Utah in the Cup Finals, and Sidney Crosby grabs another Stanley Cup. That is a positive sign. We just got straight up hosed by EA Sports. Matthews will take home the Ted Lindsay, Ovi the Maurice Richard, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, Cale Makar the Norris, Shoresy's going to take home the Calder, Crosby the Conn Smythe, Spencer Knight the Vezina, and for the Selke Trophy, that'll go to Connor McDavid. Shout out to Ottawa for winning the draft lottery. After winning his 4th Stanley Cup, Geno Malkin is going to retire. Corey Perry is out of here. David Perron. Roman Josi already is gone, 38 years old. Goodbye to Gustav Nyquist, Adam Henrique, and the GOAT that is Brendan Gallagher. I am stuck at a very bad dilemma right now. Guy Trudeau is available. He's a 2-way forward. He's NHL ready, but his father ruined my country. I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable selecting a guy with the last name Trudeau. We could take Cunningham. He's a 2-way guy. He starred NHL ready in 3 seasons, though. Elias Bell, is he NHL ready? No, he's not. You know what? I gotta go with Trudeau. Guy Trudeau, 2-way. Maybe we trade him. 79 overall with elite low potential. Not bad. There is no way there is a elite enforcer available in the NHL draft. Lane Hale, elite low enforcer from the U.S. developmental program. 51 overall. This guy's got a lot of developing to do, but he's a goon. Not a bad draft class whatsoever. After that great season, of course, Spencer Knight wants the absolute bag. He wants 9.6. I can only give him 9.2, as we do not have a lot of salary cap space available whatsoever. So $9.2 million on an 8-year contract to Spencer Knight. Thankfully, we do get him to come back, and we have our starting goaltender locked up long term. I think we need a new outlook in the locker room, so Martin St. Louis is the guy I'm going after. Sheldon Keefe's contract is up. He didn't have a great season last year. Missed the playoffs in year 1, so Marty, you are going to come in. You're going to get absolutely paid an $8 million contract over the next 4 seasons to be the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. Austin Matthews is an unrestricted free agent at 30 years old, 96 overall. The man wants 18 mil. Not a shot. We, unfortunately, do not have any cap space to go out and sign anybody. Actually, we do. $8.4 million? Okay. I'm fully comfortable going after somebody here in the offseason, trying to make our team a little bit better, considering we are a little bit weaker now. EA Sports, dog. What are we doing? Spencer Knight literally accepted. This is what I mean by EA Sports not ever fixing their franchise mode. They do 1 mode per year. This was in NHL 25 too. There's some stupid glitch going on where I signed somebody, it says they accepted, but yet they didn't accept because it was too low of an offer or whatever. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring back Spencer Knight. I don't think he's going to re-sign. I can give him 8.4, but I can't even give him 9. We don't have the cap space despite having $14 million on the right hand of my screen. Fuck this game, man. Martin St. Louis says we have a toxic environment, so he's not going to sign. The wheels are falling off the bus. And there it is. Spencer Knight is going to reject my offer because the money offered was not enough. Thank you, EA Sports. We are going to have to move off of Brett Pesce, 87 overall, makes $5 million over the next 2 seasons. We got a young guy in return. The problem is I don't really want any salary cap coming back. We're not getting a first rounder. Is there any seconds they want to get rid of? How about I throw in a second round pick for Brett Pesce and Grossman? Considered a done deal. The Anaheim Ducks have accepted my offer. Beautiful. EA Sports, I could put a goddamn sledgehammer through my monitor right now. $18.8 million in salary cap available. Fuck off, you lying bastards. We are going to be giving Spencer Knight a $9.3 million contract instead, and hopefully this time around he will re-sign in New Jersey. Please. There we go. A little bit more money to Martin St. Louis, and the guy's going to be the newest head coach of the Devils. And we got back our Stanley Cup winning goaltender as he decided to re-sign. What is the saying? You made a mountain out of a molehill or something like that? Listen, I did not have a lot of assets available to me, and I got back my #1 goaltender in Spencer Knight. I'm happy of the offseason. We got $4.1 million to spend. I do want to go out and maybe grab a forward, considering our forward core is pretty weak. Not a lot of great guys available, though. Zook's 40 years old. Burakovsky's 33. He's really the only young guy I would potentially go after. Hyman's 36 years old. Kyle Palmieri's 37. Tyler Bertuzzi wouldn't be bad. 33 years old, 83 overall, maybe Fabian Zetterlund. Bring in Tyler Bertuzzi on a 2-year contract to lower the AAV. We will go $2.6 million over the next 2 seasons. Bang, he accepted on the spot. Chemistry is not a strong thing here in Jersey. We got minuses on our second and third line. Fourth line isn't really that great. This roster is not overall the greatest. We got Brad, Hughes, and Leonard on our top line. Jesper Bratt might be a guy that I have to move. 30 years old, 90 overall. Doesn't really sim that well, I'll be honest. His best season so far of the video has been 69 points when the dude had 88 in real life. Defensively, we still have the Hughes brothers playing great together. 97, 91 overall. Siegenthaler with Mintyukov, and then we got Casey and Grossman. And the reigning Vezina Trophy winner, Spencer Knight, at a 90 overall. We got a 74 backup, Knight. You better cook. This is going to be a tricky one. I'm going to get rid of Jesper Bratt. I'm going to give up a second and 2/3 into the deal for this young guy, Falson. He's 86 overall, 20 years of age, making league minimum. I had to throw in Tom Wilson to make the salaries work, and the trade has been accepted. A done deal. We are now going to flip Tom Wilson, get rid of his horrible contract, hopefully. We are going to take back a prospect in return for Tom Wilson from the Winnipeg Jets. I'll definitely have to throw in a second and a 6th. Tom Wilson and 2 4th-round picks for Paul Cotter from the Winnipeg Jets. They're going to reject me. Am I really just going to have to load up on draft picks here? Throw in another 4th and another 5th rounder into the trade to make it go through. We'll see you out on the ice. Those bastards absolutely were bleeding me for all my assets. Falson does not want an extension, but he only wants 4.6. I will gladly give this man $4.6 million for 1 season. We'll deal with that next year. But Pavel Mintyukov, a guy that I need to get back, he wants $9.5 million for 3 seasons. What about 4 years? 4 years he does not want. 3-year deal it is. Let me lower the AAV. We will go 8-1, 3 seasons, no movement clause in year number 3. Welcome in Martin St. Louis. The goal is to win a Stanley Cup here, and I believe you are the best guy on the job to do so. So let's gear up. Let's have a good regular season. Go out there, have the most wins of so far of the video, and let's get another Stanley Cup to the resume of all 3 Hughes brothers. We got Pavel Mintyukov locked up long term, which is good. That could have been an absolute disaster. Perfetti will only take a 1-year contract with a no movement clause in place. I am lowering that AAV. I do not care. Definitely going to be our final season with Perfetti. There's no way I'm going to re-sign this man. We'll go 5-4, $5.3 million, 1-year contract. Take it or leave it. Perfetti decided to reject because we do not have any salary cap space to sign him anymore. A farewell tour in New Jersey. We are still the best defensive team in all of hockey. 92 overall, Luke Hughes with a 97 Quinn, Mintyukov and Siegenthaler, Casey and Grossman. That is a damn good D-core. And then we're backed by probably the best goaltender as well at a 90 overall, Spencer Knight, fresh off of his very first Vezina. Trade deadline time yet again. Arthur Shelovs is available. Lucas Reichel wouldn't be bad if they retain some salary. I don't want Fiala. Thatcher Demko, hell no. That man cannot stay healthy. I don't know if I'm going blind, but does that say Jack Roslovic makes $11.9 million? The dude is an 86 overall. The salaries really go to shit in NHL 26 franchise mode very quickly, too. It doesn't take a long time whatsoever. I guess I'm going to give up a first and a second with some retained salary for Lukas Reichel, grabbing him from the Chicago Blackhawks. I do want to have some salary cap space if I want to make another move. Little bit of an overpay might be, but guess what? It's done. It's over with. Consider it a done deal. The trade has been accepted. Live with it. We loaded up for the postseason, grabbing Lukas Reichel. Hopefully, the New Jersey Devils are not a first-round exit yet again to a team that just gets absolutely favored by EA Sports in the form of the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're 38, 22, and 8. We have a great record. We should easily be a postseason team. It's time to get back our Stanley Cup. The New Jersey Devils had their best season of the video. 50 wins, 24 losses, 8 in overtime at the top of the Metropolitan Division. And the only team better were the Florida Panthers with one more point than us. That is a regular season. We had the Tampa Bay Lightning being up here. Washington had a good year. Winnipeg, Dallas. Where is the reigning defending champs in the Pittsburgh Penguins? Oh, you mean to tell me they missed the playoffs the very next season? Fuck out of here. EA Sports heavily favored them in the postseason, and that is the only reason they won the Stanley Cup. I don't care. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. At 27 years of age, Jack Hughes has finally arrived. 35 goals, 112 points. Ryan Leonard had 92 and 28 goals. Quinn Hughes had 80. Perfetti was a very solid piece. It is a very sad moment that he's not going to remain here very long. Lundell had 33 goals. God damn, Anton Lundell with 33 is crazy. Reichel was decent. Luke Hughes, not really the point-producing machine that his brother is on the back end. But we don't need him to be that when we got Spencer Knight, a .912 save percentage, 7 shutouts, and 49 victories. This man is the GOAT. 33-year-old Braden Point will win the scoring title, having 123 on this season. Jack Hughes came in second place. Tkachuk is still point productive. Kucherov still good. Kyle Connor. We got Fantilli starting to make some moves. If you know, you know. On the goal side, Jake Gensel led the way with 57 on the season. Nathan McKinnon had 56, as well as Cole Caulfield. Celebrini with 55. I guess everybody's a goal scorer in this universe. Mac only had 43 assists on the year, but 55 goals. Yet again, Knight will have the most wins, this time at 49. Most shutouts at 7, tied alongside Thatcher Demko. I guess he took my words personally. As we have a matchup up against Ottawa in the very first round. Tkachuk, Stützle, and Batherson is a very good top line, all 90+ overall players. They got Luke Yonkman. Oh no, this is not going to be good. 88 overall as a rookie. He's alongside Dylan Cousins and Claude Giroux, Pinto, Greg, and Curley. They got a good forward core, probably better than ours, but defensively, we blow them out of the water, and then in goal, it is not even close. One of the worst statistical playoff goaltenders in Linus Ullmark at an 82. Overall, Ottawa might give us a tough challenge, but I do believe in the New Jersey Devils despite last season. The playoff run was not great. We're down 2-1 yet again. We could be going down 3-1. We need this win in game 4. Thankfully, we tie up the series at 2. Otherwise, it would have been a complete repeat against Pittsburgh. And there we go. We get to face elimination, or should I say eliminate the Ottawa Senators in game number 6 on the road in the nation's capital. Here we go. First period, we got a 3-1 lead. Perfetti, Reichel, and Hughes. Second period. Okay. Are we serious right now? I'm getting absolutely hosed. We were leading 3-1. And now the Ottawa Senators, and there it is. Claude Giroux on the power play on Spencer Knight, giving them the lead late in the third period. The Sens trying to force a game 7, while New Jersey is trying to move on to the second round. Come on, Devils. What are we doing? There is no way we're about to lose to the Ottawa Senators 4-3. After being up 3-1, we're not calling a timeout. F that. We're going for it right now. All we need is a goal. Tyler Bertuzzi's into the zone, an easy shot and an easy save. 1:40 remaining here in game 6, on the verge of headed back to New Jersey for a game number 7. Oh man, if we have to go to 7, that's going to add so much pressure to this team. Hughes up the middle. Ryan Leonard, where are you going? Can we get it out? Boys, we don't have enough time. We got to stop fucking around. Casey, he's into the zone. Shot off of somebody's skate, I believe. Ryan Leonard's going to blast one. That's going to get blocked as well. We got full pressure in the offensive zone. Bertuzzi, D-to-D. Grossman winds one up. A nice save. We're trying to center it out in front. Jack Hughes. I got to be honest, that really was not the greatest pass he could have made there. Ottawa Senators are going to pound it in deep yet again. Get the top line out there. Big Dog's got to eat. Go for it. 24 seconds to go. Hughes. Cross ice to Casey. Casey in. Shot. How did that stay out? How on earth did that not find the back of the net? The Ottawa Senators staying alive. An empty net. Shane Pinto is going to miss it. We got 8 seconds. We got an opportunity. Grossman, where are you going? Man, the computer AI sometimes, they're just absolutely horrific. It makes me want to take an aneurysm, a stroke, anything. Nobody wanted to see a Game 7, yet here we are. First period, we are down by 1 thanks to Drake Batherson, and we might be cooked entering the third period. A 3-1 lead for the Ottawa Senators. 4-1 lead as Dylan Cousins will put the final nail in the coffin. That is going to be back-to-back first-round exits by New Jersey after winning the Stanley Cup. Somebody has to explain this to me. How did this happen? Hughes had 7 points in 7 games, all of them being apples. Lundell was decent. Perfetti was okay. We got, Jack Hughes putting up 3 points. He's got to be a whole lot better than that. And then Ryan Leonard, 1 assist through 7 games. The dude got totally shut down. That is now back-to-back playoff runs where Spencer Knight has not been a good playoff-producing goaltender. After winning pretty much back-to-back Vezinas, he's going to shit the bed come playoff time. Sounds a lot like Connor Hellebuck, I'm not going to lie. The Florida Panthers will get it done in 5 games over the Dallas Stars. Again, it should have been us. Tampa Bay absolutely dominated the regular season. Zach Werenski will take home the Norris. We got Luke Yonkman, the Calder, and Alexander Barkov, the Conn Smythe. Ilya Samsonov won the Vezina with the Panthers. Are you kidding me? And then we got like a 43-year-old Crosby winning the Selke Trophy. This universe is all over the place. The Dead Wings will end up winning the draft lottery. Alexander Ovechkin, over 1,100 goals. The man's 43. I don't know why EA has these guys playing till their mid-40s. They're going to retire way sooner than that. Tavares is a bona fide Hall of Famer in this universe. Jonathan Taves is retiring. Chris Letang is gone. Sean Couturier and Jonathan Quick as well. NHL draft yet again. This time, though, we don't have a draft pick until like the 3rd or 4th round. 5th round? A 5th round pick? That's all we got? I mean, at this point, who do I even take? Is there any gems available? I would love to take a gem. There are no gems. That means I'm going to have to go with either Lyon or Lee. The grinder against power forward. I will take the power forward. I'll do that. Bottom 6 medium, 54 overall. Trash. We are in a very tough spot right now. Jack Hughes does need to be re-signed next season, so I will offer him an extension in the preseason. Same goes for Connor McMichael and Anton Lundell. They're going to want massive raises. Lucas Reichel's an unrestricted free agent. Perfetti, Cotter, they're gone. Casey's an RFA, so I'm going to qualify him. And then Spencer Knight taking up $9.3 million of the cap, and he's down to an 87. Uh-oh. Pretty much the only offer we can give Lucas Reichel. The man wants 6.1, but we only have 5.3 in salary cap space available. Not really a shock that he decided to reject. Instead, I'm going to sign Paul Cotter to a $2.6 million contract, 2 seasons with a full no movement clause for Cotter. The only guy we ended up re-signing in the re-sign phase was indeed Paul Cotter. Unrestricted free agency, Pavel Dorofeyev is available. Former New Jersey Devil, 88 overall, 28 years of age. We got guys like Eriksson Ek, Voronikov, Lucas Reichel's obviously available, as we did not end up re-signing him and Cole Perfetti. Our forward core is going to be hurting. Jake Neighbors, by far and away, is the best option available right now, so I'm going to give this man like 2.8, 2.7 to sign with us. Give him a no movement clause on a 1-year contract, and he will accept on the spot. Beautiful. Oh my God, Jack Hughes wants $15 million. We are not going to win a damn thing giving this man that type of money. Quinn Hughes already makes 15 himself, and that's not going to work for us. We're going to have to lower this as much as we can. I'm going to have to go all the way down to like 13.69, 8 years with a full no movement clause. He's probably going to reject, but we can try again in the preseason. It is going to be very, very tough trying to build a Stanley Cup winning roster around the 2 Hughes brothers making up, it's going to be extremely tough trying to build. Oh my God, never mind. Jack Hughes accepted my low ball contract offer. The man is going to remain in New Jersey long term. The forward core yet again is kind of hurting. We still got a great top line of McMichael, Hughes, and Leonard. Bertuzzi's a 79 overall on the second line, so he's going to be bumped down a little bit. We'll go Neighbors, Lundell, Falson, Bertuzzi, Cotter, Trudeau. And then the fourth line at this point, it is what it is. Defensively, though, an extremely good D-core with Mintyukov, Hughes. We got 392 overall plus defensemen. We should be great at keeping the puck out of our net. Casey decided to come back for yet again another season, and then Spencer Knight, despite regressing down to an 87, I I still fully believe in this man leading us to another Stanley Cup. Let's get it done. I think it is time to finally give Luke Hughes an assistant captaincy. Quinn will be the captain, Luke gets an A, and then Jack in the forward core also will have an A on his sweater. The Hughes brothers have taken over. We're going to be running into a lot of issues. We got McMichael and Lundell. Their contracts are up at the end of the season. They're both going to want more money than they make already, and it's 4.8 and 4.7. We're not going to have a lot of salary cap. Folson also, he's a restricted free agent, which is good, so I don't have to actually offer him a contract extension, but man, it is going to be tough if I cannot return these players to the Devils. I'm going to go 5-9, 6 seasons, no movement clause for Lundell. And then for Connor McMichael, the man does not want an extension here in New Jersey. $8 million. We have to trade him. Marty St. Louis was not the guy last season to bring us to a Stanley Cup final. Looking at the roster on paper, though, we are good enough to compete for the Cup. I fully agree. Let's lock into conditioning for the preseason. We need to be in tip-top shape. Welcome back, Anton Lundell, re-signed in New Jersey. I think what we're going to do is we will wait until the trade deadline to potentially trade Connor McMichael. I do want him to contribute to the Devils' success some sort of this season. So trade deadline is when I'm going to move him. Hopefully we get something in return back, because we're definitely not going to be able to re-sign the guy. He wants way too much money. I'm not comfortable giving it to him, and it's impossible because money does not grow out of my ass. Trade deadline time, we are 42, 19, and 5. Definitely our best record so far of the video, and I got to get rid of Connor McMichael. I'd love to get Isaac Howard, but again, this guy's going to want a lot of money too. He's only making 2.2. Well, I guess I fucked up. Completely forgetting the fact that I gave Connor McMichael a no movement clause. We are unable to deal him at the deadline, and we basically got to go in the playoffs now with this roster, which I'm fully comfortable doing. I mean, look at the trade value on our players. We are the favorites in the Eastern Conference, or at least we should be. I am going all in. I am selling my draft capital. We got a first, second, third, and a fourth for Ike Howard from the Edmonton Oilers. They rejected my offer. No way. I got to throw in another second. Added into the trade package. Still rejected. I'm not giving up 2 firsts. 2 firsts for Howard would be absolutely nutty. So we'll go 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 5-1 is the trade package deal. Edmonton, what are we doing? I'm going to go for it. We got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a 4th round draft pick for Isaac Howard from the Edmonton Oilers. And finally, they accept my trade proposal. We will see you in the Cup final. Goodbye to all my trade assets and my draft capital. We're definitely nearing the end of the video, so I have to go all in. I have to get us at least 1 more cup. 1 Stanley Cup is not good enough for the roster that I have had since year number 1. And the fact that I got a 97 overall Quinn Hughes basically for free. Isaac Howard is a madman. The dude wants $9.4 million. Are you serious? What if I give you like an 8-year contract and try to go a little bit lower than that? I don't think it's going to work. I think Isaac Howard is another guy that's going to walk to unrestricted free agency. Back-to-back 50-win seasons for the New Jersey Devils as we went 50, 25, and 7. 107 points on the season, second in the Metro, only behind the Caps. Toronto, Florida, Dallas, Washington, and Jersey all in the top 5, so we do have some teams that could potentially give us some issues come playoff time. The New York Islanders are still poverty in the year 2030. Jack Hughes takes a slight step back, only 30 goals, 97 points this season. Quinn had 85. Ryan Leonard with a 31-goal, 84-point season. That man's a dog. Isaac Howard was great, but that was mostly with the Edmonton Oilers. 16 games, he had 9 points, which honestly isn't that great, but we do have him for the playoff run. It should definitely help us out simulation-wise. Anton Lundell had a great year. Mintikov was great on the back end. McMichael, it's sad to see you go, buddy, but 1 final dance, potentially a Stanley Cup, and Spencer Knight. 50, 25, and 7, 4 shutouts with a 9-21. You better play good in the playoffs or I'm going to absolutely spank your ass. We got Nylander having the most points at 119. Tkachuk and Reinhart were good. Barkov, I mean, Florida's going to be dominant no matter what. Jesper Bratt immediately leaves the Devils and has by far and away his best season. Fuck off. There's no way this can be true. 26 goals, 102 points. He had 98 last season also. William Nylander at 33 will lead the league in goal scoring at 61. We got Alexei Protas with 53. Fantilli finally has been arriving. Tkachuk had a 50-goal season. Matthews with 48. Zach Hyman had 45 goals at age 37. on the Winnipeg Jets. Right now, there is not a better regular season goaltender than Spencer Knight. He's probably going to win another Vezina trophy. That he's not a one-hit wonder. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets in the very first round. They got Fantilli at a 94 overall alongside Eli Tolavainen and Jordan Dumais. Ken Johnson with Monahan and O'Reilly. Taylor Radish, Bobby McMahon. Like, their forward core doesn't really scare me. Fantilli could go off and score like 10 goals in the series. Defensively, Werenski's great at a 94, but outside of him, we have them covered. And in goal, it's not even close. Well, it actually might be close. Spencer Knight has struggled in the past like 3 playoff runs. Hopefully this time it's going to be a little bit different. God damn, man. The Columbus Blue Jackets win the first 2 games in New Jersey, and now we got to go on the road and potentially win both of them just to get back in the series. Come on, big game 4 dub. Luckily, we tie the series back up at 2. In a pivotal game number 5, we get the victory, and now in game 6 on the road in Columbus, the cannon is going off, but not for the Blue Jackets, baby. 1-0 after 1. Brett Howden. Second period, a 2-0 lead, and New Jersey is headed to the second round. The Washington Capitals it is then. They got former Devil Jesper Bratt, Alexei Protas, and Dylan Strome on the top line. That is a good first line. I think our forward core is slightly better, though. Defensively, we beat them by a country mile. Our D core really cannot be rivaled, but they got a good goaltender in LT. We've played them before. I think we've actually lost to them before, if I'm not mistaken. We do not want to lose to Jesper Bratt, especially after trading him in the offseason. This is a series that we have to have. I don't want to get beat by the guy I literally traded away in the offseason. That would be a nightmare situation for not only me, but for the franchise of New Jersey. Uh-oh. It all comes down to a game 7. I cannot believe it. Entering the third period, we are leading 4-0, and that is a ticket punch to the conference finals as the Devils claw back in this series and defeat the Washington Capitals. Thank God. The Devils up against the Leafs in the conference finals. The days of Austin Matthews on the squad, no longer here. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is 37 years old, only an 86 overall. Nylander's great. He dominated the regular season. Matt Nyes is a 90 overall. But man, offensively, they really do not have a lot to offer. Defensively, they're not that much better, if I'm being honest. And in goal, an 85 overall. This team scares me because they obviously have the EA Sim engine on their side. Otherwise, they would not be in the conference finals against a juggernaut like the New Jersey Devils. Well, that was a quick series. We got the Canucks in the Cup Finals to win our second Stanley Cup of the video. Come on, New Jersey. We are so close. They got DeBrusk, Pedersen, and Besser still as their top line. Stamkos alongside Kadri and Lekkerimaki. What is this forward core? Ass! Defensively, they don't look that great either. We have them beat in pretty much every single category. Oh my God, an 81 overall Kevin Lankinen. How did this team make the Stanley Cup Finals? They are fueled by Quinn Hughes leaving their franchise to head to New Jersey. Funny enough, the Canucks actually have the second best goals against per game in the postseason right now, so they don't give up a lot of goals. They're good at defending despite not having a good D-core. They don't have a good goaltender either, only at an 81 overall. Oh my God, a 7-2 loss. Are we serious here, Jersey? Thankfully, in game number 6, we will have the opportunity to win the Stanley Cup in Vancouver. Quinn Hughes is back in town. There might be riots that are going on after the game if we win. First period, 1-0 lead. Thank you, Tyler Bertuzzi. Second period, yes, Ryan Leonard on the power play. And all of a sudden, it is becoming reality that Quinn Hughes is going to win a Stanley Cup in Vancouver. Unfortunately, not for the Canucks, though. This is starting to get ugly. A 4-0 domination, 5-0 now for the Devils, as the Devils will go on and win their second Stanley Cup in the Hughes brother era. The icing on the cake is that Quinn actually got it done in Vancouver against his former team in the Canucks. Game 6 in Vancouver. There is a riot going on outside as the Devils are yet again Stanley Cup champions, led by the 3 Hughes brothers, a 97 Quinn, 95 Jack, and a 92 overall Luke Hughes. Jack's going to take home the Conn Smythe Trophy. 4 goals, 28 points for the kid. I mean, he's not really a kid anymore. The man is like 28, 29 years old. He's won multiple cups. He's been a part of a good franchise in Jersey for a little bit now. He's playing alongside of his brothers. I mean, not a single part of that man's life is a negative. All he does is win. As Captain Quinn yet again to raise Lord Stanley in Vancouver, the boos are raining down. This has got to be awful if you are a Canucks fan. The worst case scenario, peak cinema at its finest. Passing it off to his little brother Jack, who also won 2 cups. Luke, unfortunately, yet again is not an option. I don't know what it is with EA, but they do not want to see Luke Hughes thrive. They stay hating on that man. Spencer Knight definitely redeemed himself after having a few bad playoff runs in a row. He's back to Vezina level form. I've done it. I've won the Vezina trophy. Being named the best goalie in the league is a huge honor, and your belief in me made a real difference. Thank you. I mean, sure. Jack Hughes was our best player, obviously winning the Conn Smythe. 28 points in the playoff run. Quinn had 25. McMichael 17 in his last dance in New Jersey. Mintyukov had 17. Ike Howard 16. Falson was pretty decent. Everybody chipped in, and then we were backstopped by the best goaltender. Oh my God. 7 shutouts in 24 playoff games. Also a 924. He no longer is a regular season goaltender. Hall of Famer, first ballot, no doubt. Spencer Knight is that dude. Braden Point will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Maurice Richard to Jake Gensel, Zachary Werenski, the Norris. Matthew Tkachuk will take home the Ted Lindsay. William Nylander, the Maurice Richard, Art Ross, and the Hart will go to Tkachuk. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. We got Robrick, the Calder, Conn Smythe to Jack Hughes. Spencer Knight back on top of the goaltenders. And for the Selke, it'll go to Macklin Celebrini.